Hello friends, in this video I will show you my new QoR watercolor set and I will show you my opinion how I like the colors and how to use them, as well as if I do recommend them or not. I like QoR watercolors. I use them for most of my art, and I want to show you the art I already did using the QoR. So this is a cat. You see how deep is the blues, and I used white for the stars, and you can see the flow of watercolors I did here, like splashes. They are very easy to control. So this is another painting. You can see bright colors, reds, blues, and how they integrate with each other. This is another painting. I like how blue make a nice interaction with the water here. And here also there are black and blue and a bit of green together, which is beautiful colors for geodes. And another painting of tigers. Here I used lighter green. I was trying, and this is what I came up with. As I said, I already had QoR watercolors before. This is my old set. You can see I almost ran out of green because I draw a lot of florals and grass. I almost finished my cerulean blue, and my blacks are gone as well. You can see these two blacks almost done because I draw lots of animals and cats, and they have lots of black. Also yellow is almost done, red almost done. And I also use a lot of raw sienna for animals. I also almost finish it. So just a small tip, if you buy the box of 24 colors, it becomes cheaper than to buy individual colors. And also some of the individual colors are not available. So for me it's very important to find exact same colors, because I tried different with QoR and it didn't work very well. So now for Christmas I bought for myself another set of 24 colors QoR, which is exactly the same. So I will use the same colors for my drawing. This is how it looks. It came in a protective sleeve, and I'm gonna open it now. And in this video I will do some swatches of all of the colors. I like that it came in some paper sleeve, which shows you the colors you can achieve from a deep indigo blue to the greens, and some browns and orange and red. So it has 24 colors, 5 milliliter tubes. And I like tubes because you can really add bright colors with them. So this is the colors which are inside, little swatches. Here there is some content of the colors inside, and how they have a big strength and range and versatility unmatched in the history of watercolors. So I tried different watercolors, and these ones are really bright compared to others. So this is the box. There are 24 colors inside. Here they are. And also the top of the tin is a palette with circles where you can put colors. Also inside of the box there is a brochure where there are all of the colors, QoR watercolors, and their code and the name. Obviously not all of them they are in this set. I bought some of them separate, but to be honest, most of my drawings are using just this set of 24. Very rare I use some additional color if I want to add more diversity in my painting. Now I will test all of the colors and tell you my opinion. So I will start with cadmium yellow primos. So I wet the paint a little and take a bit of the pigment here. You can see it's very bright, so I'm very rarely use this much of the pigment. I usually dilute it with the water, so you can see as I made in the water, it's getting lighter, and you can see the transparency. So you can make it almost turn into white here. So I use it for many different things. How it is granulating, and how it is mixed with the water, and how the color goes from really dark yellow to light. So it's good for the sun, for food illustration, for different purposes. So next one, I'm gonna use nickel azo yellow. So this yellow I rarely use. I'm not sure what you can draw with it, but I'll show you how it looks like. So this color is kind of a mix of yellow and orange, you can see. So usually too bright for my paintings because I draw mostly nature, but if you draw some abstracts or pop art, this color might be good in use. And as you see, it's very hard to dilute it, so as much as I'm adding water, it doesn't really turn lighter. So yeah, it's hard to use this color unless you want like really bright blob of yellow. So now I will use DRE light yellow. Also this one calls yellow, but see, the paint was so much pressure that it went too much out when I open it, so which is not a good thing for watercolors. But anyway, this is what you have. I like them, so I have no choice but to use them. So I will need some tissue. So here I have too much of orange. So it's basically called Dear Light yellow, but what I can see, it's orange. Like I call it orange because this is how it looks. So again, it's very bright, but if you add some water, it's more easy to dilute it. See, it's right away turning lighter. So I sometimes add it to animal fur. Sometimes, like if cats or dogs are orange, I use this color. You can see it turns nicely to lighter colors and it mixes well with others. So next one, I hope it's not gonna explode. Transparent pearl orange. So this paint calls orange, but what I can see, so it looks more red to me. I call it red. So here we go. It's like orangey red. I put very little color, so I will add more. You can see now it's turning to red, and then I will show you how it can be lighter with the water. Here we go. So this paint I use a lot because I do some illustration and lots of objects have red, so it's kind of very useful color. You can draw food like meat, strawberries and florals and other things. So next one is cadmium red medium, and this is how I usually organize my palette. I'm doing the same location of the colors over the years and I get used to mixing them this way. So see, I have it around my cover, so I'm gonna take it out. Again, so it's a big waste of paint. I don't know why they are so intense and why they're exploding when you open them, but as long as you continue using them, they will not go this much right away. So I add some water. You see a beautiful granulation happening here. This is what I like about QoR Watercolours. They are very transparent and the graduation is seen, so you can see it's light watercolor, effortless. This is what I like about my paintings. So you can see there is a beautiful transition from dark red to lighter red here. I usually use combination of these two colors in my painting. So next one is permanent scarlet. Don't really have a space for it, but I'll try to show you how it looks like without mixing with everything. So it was permanent scarlet. So it is here. Here is more. So I'm adding some water and you can see it turns like to rose color if you dilute it much. So from these three red colors, my favorite is cadmium red medium, but you can obviously mix them all for your needs. And then I have permanent alizarin crimson. So this one I'll put here because I don't have space, and this one is not exploding. See, this is how they're supposed to be in a nice way, but I received them somehow different. So this is a normal way to open the paint tube, not what happened here. So I'll add some water. So this is like a combination of red and pink. You can see it has a big pink hint. So I don't really use it too often. You can see it's very bright. I'm struggling to dilute it lighter. See, there is a beautiful, like a splash effect here when the pigment goes through the water. This is amazing example how these watercolors can be used. Then when you have like a big wet area and you put a bit of pigment, it just goes naturally in different directions, which is very nice to observe. Next one is Quinacridone Magenta. So again, it's a pink color, very bright. It's again exploded, same as others. And I'll show you how it looks like. So it's really bright, so I dilute it as much as you can when I use it. So here is how it looks bright, but I never use it this much. Again, see, there is a beautiful way how the watercolor flows through the water, so you can definitely get that effect when you're drawing. And this is the lightest it can go. So you can see beautiful waves of water and pigment in the middle. And then next one is Dioxazine Purple. So I use purple a lot. I like this color, it's very happy. Here we go. You can see how this is how I usually draw. I add water and then pigment flows. And here I like how this blob of water has like a line around here, which I often use in my drawings when watercolor naturally create borders within my drawing. And next one is Ultramarine Blue. So I usually collect my blues here. This is not my favorite blue, but it's nice. I usually use it for winter skies when it kind of has a purple hint, which I don't really like. So, but I'll show you how it looks like. It's not my favorite, but they have it in basic palette set. Next one is Phthalo Blue. You can see my hands are all painted already. So it has a green shade. It's even in the description of this color. So you can see it's super bright. That's why it's not my favorite, but if you do abstract, maybe you can use it. I use it very little, just for mixing. I never really used it by itself. See, it's very hard to dilute, but again, there is a nice flow if you manage to do that. Next one I will show you is Cobalt Teal. It's one of my favorite colors. They are good for nautical drawings, for spring drawings. Very happy color. Again, see how much it's over pressure on the tube. As I said, I love this color. I will show you how it looks like. So it can be this much bright or it can be lighter. So you can see how it flows with the water, which is very beautiful. I use it for nautical drawings, for like a beachy theme, as well for florals. You can see there is like a blob of paints, which is not very good. But if you use more water than I did, you probably could avoid it. And again, before you put it on the paper, kind of can see on the brush if you have such thing, and then try to dilute it more on the palette. Don't do what I just did. And now we come to my favorite blue color, which I use a lot. So all of the whales and sharks I draw using this blue. So it is Cerulean Blue Chromium. Okay, so the reason I bought this palette is because I actually ran out of this color and black color. So here we go. I have a new set of paint. So here we go, my favorite blue. I usually use it in the combination with black. I mix them, but here I will show you how it looks when it's pure. You can see amazing stuff going on here when it mixes with the water. There are nice patterns, very airy, transparent. So it's good for the water, for the waves, for the skies, for ice, basically for many things. And since I'm already on this paper, I will show you raw sienna as well. This is my second favorite color. It's very useful for drawing animals. So most of the furs I use it, and for skin of the people you can use it. And here we go. So if you put too much pigment, it's look like almost like a gouache color, but if you add some water, it turns lighter. And I cannot really show you here, but it's good for layering because it's almost like a gouache for me. So you can see there is also how it interacts with the water. Like you can see now it starts forming those lines which I like over here. So if you play with it, you can achieve different results. And I actually missed quinacridone gold, so I found it. So I usually use it on my orange part of the palette. So it's basically super dark orange. I do use it, and it gives like a orangey color even for the animals, because I don't draw realistic, I draw abstract. So sometimes I use it for that. I don't use it when it's pure like this. I usually mix it with orange, and then it makes orange darker. So it's very close to nickel azo yellow here, but I usually use more of this, so you can see it's like more orangey color. And you can see now how the water and pigment communicate here. So there was a wave, and then over here there is that lines or structures forming, which is hard to predict, but they are very beautiful. So I'm done with this page. I will finish another one. So next one is Virginian green. I can say I almost never use this color. That's why, because it's more abstract color, very modern, and you don't really see it in nature. But this is how it looks. So it's more than the cobalt teal, actually greenish. So if I would choose from this and this, I would definitely choose that one. That's why Virginian green is not on my favorite list. But again, you can add it a bit to the green and then might turn to something more beautiful. And next one is sap green. I use it a lot for foliage, for flowers, for trees. So here how it looks like. It looks like natural green you see outside. You don't really need to mix it with anything, just dilute it with the water and you're good to go. So I can see, comparing to my last set, this green looks like more like yellow to me, to be honest. More like a green gold, I don't know why. Maybe I didn't take it much. Let me see. Yeah, so definitely changed this color. It's more brownish and golden as it used to be, which is not what I really like, but I will have to work with it from now on. So it basically turned into green gold, which is a separate color, but what to do? I'm not a paint inventor, so, and I do like this watercolors, so I will probably add some different colors to try to mix, to see if I can reach the old colors I had. So this is the green gold. You can see it's very, very similar to what they have, and this one became more yellowish as it used to be. So I don't know why they did it, but this is what you have. So I use this one, used to be like this one, but everything changes, so now it's yellow. Here we go. I wouldn't say I like this color, but it used to be much better. But you can see it still has nice gradulation here, and it does has a green hint. So if I mix it with green, it might be a nice color. And next one is burnt sienna. So this is how I organize my palette. I put it together, all the browns, so I can mix them with each other. So I will add some water. So here I will start with very dark brown. So I use it for animals, for grounds, but I prefer raw sienna, but I use burnt sienna for shading, for layering. You can see here it has a nice flow and yeah, some kind of waves and watery lines, which are nice. I like to use them for animals, so it looks impressive. Then next one is one Duke Brown. So this one is darker than burnt sienna, so I put it separate, and I like that it's pretty solid in this tube. I wish all of the tubes were the same consistency. So I use it for animals as well. So after I do the base with sienna, and then I add some accents and furs with burnt sienna, and if needed I add one Duke Brown, just a little bit, and I dilute it as well before I use it, because it's usually very dark if it's solid, and you can dilute it as much as to the white. So pretty much good variety of shades you can achieve with this color. Next one is raw umber. So this is again my second favorite brown, raw sienna. So it's very peaceful, earthy color, which I use a lot. So it's already so beautiful, you don't need to mix it with anything. Like if I had a chance, I would just draw some natural elements just with this color, because it's can be transparent or dark as much as you want. You can layer it and it looks very natural, and you can see you can dilute it. So very beautiful color. Here we go. So you can see there are nice waves here and granulations, and how it mixes with the water is just amazing. Next one is Pines Gray. So Pines Gray, it's actually black, and I use it a lot because I like to draw black cats, and that's why I ran out of this color. This is one of the reasons I bought a new set. So I like QoR black colors. So this one is Pines Gray, but the thing is you need to use it a lot and probably several layers to be really black, because like as you see it's actually gray, and lots of things in the nature is pitch black, like black cats or Dachshunds. So I really need to use black, like very solid color. And sometimes I mix it with next one, which is neutral tint. Again, it's if you want to achieve black, you need to use a lot of it. So this one, I think it has a bit of blue hint, blue or purple, but I like this color. So you can again dilute it, and I use it for outline of the objects as well. And I like to mix cerulean blue and neutral tint. Maybe in another videos I will show you how to mix them together. And the one I very rarely use is titanium white. So to be honest, I used it just a few times, maybe to draw snow, or sometimes if I want to add abstract splashes which are not transparent, I add it to some other color. So I don't know what you can see here because it's white on white, but yeah, I need some black watercolor paper to show you this color, but it basically covers everything what is at the back, and depends how solid it is. It might be like a 100% covering, or just like 50% diluted, something like that. To sum up, I do recommend QoR watercolor paints. They are my favorite, and I use them for many years already. And the good thing is that they are very vibrant, and they allow me to achieve brilliant colors. They mix well together, and they communicate with the paper and water very nicely, and they allow me to achieve many techniques and hues and effects. On the downside is that their tubes in my palette, they had too much pressure, so a lot of paint was just basically wasted when I just opened it. That's the one thing. Second thing is that I didn't like how sub green looks like, because it used to be much better, so I will definitely need to work on it to make it more realistic green. Also, this is second time I repurchased my new set, because the old one came with double of cerulean blue and one other paint was mixing, so the set was not complete, it was all mixed up. But thankfully Amazon accepted my return. So this is also wasted almost 2 weeks of my time of do not having a paint. I hope you like my review, and I hope you will give it a try for this modern watercolors. I can guarantee you will like it if you never tried it, and as I said, it's my favorite. Big thank you to everyone who watched my video. Who didn't subscribe, please subscribe. Write your comments, press likes. Press bell to be first to watch news of our channel. I wish you good mood, inspiration, and see you soon!